Of course, you shut off your duets and your stitches, so I had to like use your comment, which is, it's a doozy. You're about to get dragged into oblivion. Like you're about to lose everything.
Hey everyone, this is to all the welfare queens and that think they're queens, but yeah, this is how we stop the welfare abuse, because the good people of the United States are sick of it. They're sick of you freeloaders, good for nothings, because you're just a waste of flesh. And you're just parasites. I don't even want to compare you to animals, because you're worse than that. Animals have a function. Animals are beautiful. You people are just virus, parasitic creatures that should have probably never been born. Anyways, the way I would solve the problem of all you fraudulent little idiots, low IQ, waste of breath, is mandatory drug testing randomly. If you're caught on drugs, you get nothing. No smoking. Nothing that is a luxury or anything that you can live without. You will live in barracks, just like the military. If it's good enough for the military, it's damn well good enough for you. You will get fed what you're given, and you will have no choice in the matter. And it will be all healthy items. No chips, no soda. That way we can cut back on all your, medical bills and everything like that for all you obese, just whales. Whales, land whales. That's what you are. And it would be mandatory birth control also. No children. No children while you are on the system. If you can't feed them, you're not going to breed them. And you're so lucky I am not in charge of this, because it would be like the military. And mandatory community service. You would wait on everybody else hand and foot. Whatever needs to be done in the community. That is, a direct function of society, you're going to be of some use. And then that way, poverty will be a thing of the past, pretty much. I mean, there'll still be some people in poverty, but they're going to be the hardworking people that just fall on hard times or whatever. But it isn't going to be this generational, just sponging off of everybody else that's working and that have worked and are, good for society, unlike you. So yeah, you're just parasites, and I think parasites might even be better than what you are. Because the way you're going on and on and on about how you're going to rob people, you're going to...
Oh yes guys, before we continue, welcome back to the channel everyone. Today's story is another example of how words and actions can completely destroy a person's life, especially when those words are rooted in hate. A white woman went viral online after making some extremely racist remarks about black Americans. She called them welfare parasites, accused them of living off SNAP benefits, and even went as far as comparing them to animals. Well, life came at her fast, and now she is losing everything. Her job is gone, her husband has been fired, and their community wants nothing to do with them. So guys, I'm just going to roll the clips and how people are reacting towards this. Then I'll be coming back with more commentaries. In case of any thoughts, kindly feel free to let me know in the comment section. Stay tuned.
Kill people. You're gonna, cannibalize white crackers. And if I could say the words that I want to say on these platforms, I would. But then I'll get banned, and then I can't voice my opinion. But you people need to get a life. You need to get an IQ, which will never happen. And it's been generational. And the more you breed and breed, the less IQ you have. Because it's just bad IQ, breeding with bad IQ. And it just gets worse and worse as it goes on. So, yeah. you would not like the system that I have in mind. Not at all. So, everybody that's a decent person on the system, more power to you, really. And I feel for you. But most of you, you don't need it. And I know this for a fact because I have family members and neighbors that are on the system, and they do not need it at all. They're just leeches. Just pure leeches. So get a life, people. Get your shit under control. And stop feeding off of the rest of us. You know, and our hard work. And our dollars that we put into the system that you never put into the system. So go get a life. Go get a life. Bye-bye.
Let's go ahead and wrap this shit up, shall we? This is the second and final part, honey, of Little Miss Charlie's Avengers over here. To catch everyone up to speed, Little Miss Charlie's Avengers, aka Susan, believes that everyone on government assistance are parasites. They're less than human. She thinks we need to bring back a form of slavery for them, put them in concentration camps. When I tell y'all Little Miss Susan, honey, was in straight panic mode yesterday, she must have commented to me about 40 or 50 times, tried to follow me like 5 or 6 times, like, oh, why are you following me? Then she tried to threaten me with the I can do some investigating too. Sweetie, let me help you out. 3-time convicted felon over here, former addict. Turned my life around, honey, did a complete 180, and now I spend my life servicing my community and calling out hateful bitches like you. All one need do, honey, is scroll my videos, as you did, to see that I stand in my truth. Something hateful, venomous maggots like you know absolutely nothing about. Are we good now? Are we all caught up? Good. Now let's focus back on you. So Little Miss Charlie's Avengers tried to say that I had the wrong person. We're not going to do that, Susan. Because see, when you look someone up the way that I did, it's going to show all of your neighbors' names, it's going to show your acquaintances' names, and it's going to show family members' names. And when I go to your Facebook, boom, there's one. So I proceed to look up the rest of those names, and lo and behold, there they all are. Furthermore, sweetie, if it weren't you, you wouldn't have tried to do damage control here. Oh, and by the way, just because you removed the video from your page doesn't mean it no longer exists. Moving right along, I'm sure it'll come as no big surprise to anyone that Susan is also a racist, although she'll tell you she's not because in her words, they are good black. But if you're not racist, Susan, why were you liking all of the racist comments and laughing at them and using racist tropes and dog whistles as you did here? And of course, true to form, like all hateful, venomous maggots do, Susan decided to toss in a lie to back up her bullshit. Susan said that before her dad passed, he tried to go and get welfare, but they told him that he was the wrong color. And when someone asked her, oh, what's the right color? Susan said that they told him he wasn't black. Susan, welfare was created for white people. Pumpkin, there are more white people collecting welfare and government assistance than all races combined. Then Susan went on to say 2 things that I'm going to connect here for you. Susan said she hates drug addicts and they should not receive welfare. Susan also stated that she absolutely despises criminals, which is quite odd, Susan, because when I look at who owns your house, there's a gentleman by the name of Michael. Now, I'm not going to drop his last name because he only has something to do with this by proxy. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Michael a bit of a felon himself? Had a little problem with that booger sugar, did he? And he resides in that home, am I correct? Must kill you to live in such proximity to a criminal, an addict. Then Susan went on to say that quite a few of her family members are abusing the welfare system. Oh, how you must hate them. Susan, let's be very clear here. You are not part of the elite. You didn't know what money was until you married a dentist. Speaking of which, now I'm not sure which of these 2 it is, but I think we should find out. Susan also stated that she has businesses online. I see that you have a connection with Globetrotter Properties. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's worth looking into. I also see that you have some sort of travel thing going. Sue at Anderson Travel. If anyone knows how to look into LLCs, please let me know. Susan, I don't know what happened to you in your life to make you such a hateful person, but here's hoping you have the absolute day that you deserve.
Of course you shut off your duets and your stitches, so I had to like use your comment, which is, it's a doozy. You're about to get dragged into oblivion. Like you're about to lose everything, so I don't need to go there. All I wanted to say was I only know 3 people that are on food stamps. One of them works, but can't get enough hours to get by. And she has a disabled son and she's a widow, so she needs them to supplement her meager income. The other one is also disabled, has a disabled son and is a widow, and that's why she needs them to get by. And the other one had breast cancer and was so sick from her treatments she could not work, and now she is working, but still is not making enough in retail to get by, so she needs food stamps. So I don't know who these people are that you're talking about, but even if there's 1 out of 10, those other 9 people need to eat. So you guys are weird as fuck.
Even as we continue watching, guys, we are seeing this white lady went viral for calling Black Americans welfare parasites and comparing them to animals is now facing the full consequences of her hateful remarks. After her disturbing rant, she lost everything, her job, her home, and even her husband's employment, the dental office. The internet and her community are holding her accountable, and the backlash has been massive. That is why I decided to bring up this video to break down the story behind her viral comments, to explore how racism continues to have real world consequences, and also to discuss together with you the power of accountability in today's social climate. Viewers are reacting with strong opinions, some saying justice was served and others calling it cancel culture. Guys, watch till the end for full commentary and reactions. Comment below, guys. Should people lose everything over racial remarks, or is this simply cause and effect?
Today I want to talk about this woman. This is Linda Taylor, and she's also what someone called the original welfare queen, and who Ronald Reagan in many of his speeches in the 70s was referring to when he was referring to people using welfare to their own advantage and, for lack of better words, scamming the system. The damage of this term cannot be undersold, considering that many people used this woman, Linda Taylor, as well as this entire trope as a way to continue to belittle and make light of Black women, especially Black women who are mothers, and especially Black women who are single mothers. I wanted to talk about this because with the SNAP benefits being gone for the month of November, there's a lot of really harmful rhetoric going around and a lot of confusion, I think, that is really set into the idea of welfare queens. Just to define it, welfare queens usually is referring to a woman, and more often than not a Black woman, who is scamming the system, like I said, committing fraud, taking more money than should be allocated. These are all myths. It also, unfortunately, paints a picture that people who are on any form of assistance programs look one specific way, as in they are majority Black or they're majority women. And I saw something today that was talking about baby daddies and having tons of kids and being this promiscuous woman who just had to have all these kids with different fathers and blah, 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 blah. And that rhetoric is not only shaming motherhood, it's shaming womanhood, it's shaming sexuality. It is in many ways quite slut-shaming. It is harmful and is also only painting a picture for one type of person. Now, let's briefly look at the demographics of who actually uses SNAP and welfare programs similar to SNAP. These statistics are from Pew Research Center, which is a nonpartisan think tank and reports on similar metrics to this one. But as you can see, this is a breakdown of all the demographics, not just race, but white people in the United States are the largest group that participate in SNAP. Now, of course, you can do a multitude of statistical breakdowns of this, considering that the majority of the population of the United States is still at this time white, which would mean that there's simply more white people in this country. So it would make sense that if there's more of one specific demographic in the country, there's going to be higher rates of them enrolled in programs naturally. However, the picture that we all receive of SNAP and have for years and of anyone on assistance programs is that it's only people of color, and more specifically, only Black people. And even more specifically, Black women, seemingly with baby daddies and tons of kids. Now, all that is doing is pushing harmful stereotypes that are not true. Statistically not true and have not been true. And I think that is why right now with SNAP being cut for November, the misconceptions coming out and the reasoning for people wanting to take away handouts is still deeply rooted in racism and in many ways also xenophobia, because a lot of people have been saying take away SNAP benefits from non-citizens, take away welfare from people who are not citizens, who are not this, who are not that. All very harmful. No one should be going without food in a country with excess food. And no one should be painted with any form of stereotype for needing that food. You can look any type of way and need SNAP assistance. You can look any type of way and need housing assistance, because that is the world we live in. And continuing these stereotypes is incorrect factually and simply based in racism. Thank you for watching. I will put more resources in the caption if you'd like to learn more about the history with Linda Taylor and Ronald Reagan and the welfare queen, because I did not dive into that in this video. But please save and share the next time somebody asks you for stats on who is actually enrolled in SNAP benefits. Bye.
Yeah, it all started when she recorded herself ranting on social media, a rant that quickly backfired. In this video, she complained that she and her husband were sick and tired of seeing what she called lazy welfare users, and claimed that Black Americans depend on government aid. Within hours, the video spread like wildfire across Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit. People began identifying her workplace and demanding accountability. Her employer released a public statement saying that they do not tolerate racism, and she was terminated almost immediately. Her husband, who worked also in a local dentist office, also found himself fired. He was also let to go after people found out he defended her comments online. So what is shocking here is just the hate in her words. It's how the first consequences hit. Within days, she went viral for being a regular suburban woman to being publicly shamed, losing both income sources in the household. Reports say that they have had to move out because of threats and online harassment. Now she is reportedly trying to apologize and claim she was just venting out of frustration. But for many people, that apology is way too late. So let's talk about accountability versus cancel culture. Now, here is where the conversation gets deeper. Some people are calling this a cancel culture situation, saying nobody should lose their job over something said online. But others argue this is not cancel culture at all. This is accountability. Words have power, and when those words spread hate, especially towards a group that's been historically marginalized, there are consequences. You cannot go online in 2025, post racist comments, and expect people not to react. Yeah, so let's also talk about the underlying issue here, the stereotype that Black Americans rely on welfare more than any other group. The truth is, studies have consistently shown that the majority of people who use SNAP benefits in the United States are actually white. Yet racism keeps false narratives alive. It's part of a larger system that tries to demonize Black communities for things that are simply not true. And we have a lot of viewer reactions. Online reactions are split. Some people said she got what she deserved. Racism doesn't pay anymore. Others said we shouldn't destroy someone's life for a stupid rant. But most agreed on one thing: comparing human beings to animals crosses a moral line. And guys, so what do you think? Was this woman's downfall justified, or was this too much punishment for words spoken online? Let's talk about it in the comments. Personally, I think it's a reminder that social media is powerful, and once you put hate into the world, it has a way of coming back. Words matter, and today's world, accountability is real. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future uploads. We talk about real issues: race, power, culture, and the truth behind viral stories. Until next time, stay smart and stay aware. Thank you. Of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of the video. This video is meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. Thank you. Kindly give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video for it to get to a wider audience, and also give your comments in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notification bell. Have a nice time. Peace be with you.